Good morning, good afternoon, viewers. I'm going to take the continuation of the consequences for compulsory winding up of a company. In the last class, I told you about this consequences towards the servants and the officers. Next comes the consequences as to proceedings against the company. What are the proceedings that are going to take against the company? All these things I'm going to discuss in this video. Okay, proceedings means when a compulsory winding up, when it came, it was given to a company. What are the proceedings? What the company will do? Okay, people they have to think about that. Without thinking, you should not give any compulsory winding up. Suppose if compulsory winding up it was given by the tribunal, then what are the things that the company has to do? What are the things that the company has to do? People they have to take into account, and the company people also it has to do some activities. It has to perform some functions. Thereby, okay, the consequences can be minimized. Okay, and according to the tribunal, the compulsory winding up will come to that. Okay, consequences as to the excuse me, excuse me. Consequences as to the cause. See, giving an order for compulsory winding up is good. It is advisable, but the company has to see the cost, because the company it is involved in some activities, and for that it will spend some money. Whether that money, whether it can be recovered, whether it is essential, and when we go for compulsory winding up according to the order given by the tribunal, what are the expenses that we have to bear? How much cost does it include? All these activities, all these things, the companies they have to take into account. Okay. Next, another thing is selling of the assets, realization of the assets. It is not. I told you in the beginning that it is not an easy task. We have to spend some money for the movement of the assets to the marketplace, and we have to give advertisements, and we have to see who are the persons who are ready to purchase the assets. For that, how much we have to spend, how much expenditure will incur, and similarly calling all the creditors. Okay, bifurcation of the creditors into 4 lists. For that also the expenditure the company people they have to bear. So this cost also, it is one of the important consequence that we come across. Okay, so consequences as to documents. What are the documents that it has to produce? What are the documents that the company people they have to produce? Okay, all these things we have to take into account. Okay, because for closing of the company permanently by the court of law or by the tribunal, it is not an easy task, as well as it is not a overnight job. So the required documents it has to take into account. It has to take into account the liquidators requisitions. It has to submit the assets, various assets, and what are the branches it is having, what are the